Sure. Wonderful. Good morning and good day, everyone. I learned how to say good day instead of good morning because we all come from different time zones. So, welcome everyone to Toastmasters meeting. And I would like to hand over the session to the president. Hari, please, can you take it from here?
Thank you, thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mustafa, and welcome our Area Director, Pamela Johnson, to our today's meeting. And welcome to our club mentors, Kathleen Diaz, Will Lukang, and Toastmaster Bruce. Welcome to the meeting. And welcome our club members who are on the call today here, Yasser, Kashif, Mustafa, Sabine. It's my pleasure to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, Kathleen Diaz, to take over the stage and conduct the meeting. Kathleen, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Harry. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I hope this Saturday morning has everyone awake and enjoying this time. I can't believe August is already here, and we're getting close to starting for myself school again for my daughter, which is very crazy. Our agenda is full today. I would like to go through it. We have Martin doing our word of the day. I don't see Martin on the screen, but we will give him a little time. I know maybe his alarm clock didn't go off, so we'll see. Then we have Kasif is our timer. Kasif, could you review how you will indicate the timing for us, please?
I will monitor the time. So whenever you will start, I will have a background like that. It starts. And if you are doing well, the green background will be there. Whenever you are close to your time, I will change the background at yellow. And at the end, background will be red. Red means you have to stop and you have to conclude your all the speech.
Correct. So the red actually tells you have 30 seconds remaining in your speech, just so you can be aware. So if it's a 5 to 7 minute speech, at 5 minutes goes the green. At 6 minutes goes the yellow. And at the 7 goes the red, and you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Okay. That should help a little bit. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Kasif. All right. Our speakers today will be Harry, Harry is here. Then we have Victor. I'm not sure if I see Victor. And we have Assad. And I thought I saw Assad, but now I don't. Okay. And from there, we will move on to our table topics, which will be run by Bruce. Hey, Bruce, I like that blue color you have on today. Very nice. Then we have our evaluators, Sabine, Will Ducan, and Bruce. Oh, you're evaluating the third speech. I'm sorry. I was like, how are you going to do a speech and be an evaluator? I need to update my my glasses prescription, I think. All right. And then after that, our grammarian is Martin, and our general evaluator is Harry.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kathleen. I want to announce a couple of changes. I just got a text from Martin that he is on the road and he is not able to join right now. So I would like to see if Will Lukang or anyone wants to take the grammarian role for the day. Will, are you okay to take a grammarian role for the day?
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Kathleen, we also had Assad Khan, who was going to be the speaker 3. And he also mentioned that he wasn't able to join today because of his health condition. So I've requested Toastmaster Bruce to use that session, to use that slot to help us understand the Easy Speak platform, what he has put up for the club, so that we all can understand how to use the Easy Club for our club benefit. Toastmaster Bruce, are you comfortable in taking that slot?
Yes, certainly. Thank you.
Thank you. So those are the two changes, Toastmaster of the day. We have Bill Lukang, who will be playing the grammarian role of the day, and Toastmaster Bruce will be doing the speech number 3, and there won't be any evaluator for him.
Correct. All right, and I think I see Victor. Is that Victor? Your camera is twisted. I mean, that'll be, I'm not sure if that's part of your speech, but I like that if that's the way that we're going. All right, while you set that up, I would like to introduce, oh, Will, do you need a word of the day? I have one if you like.
Yes, we could use your word of the day.
Well, the word of the day, which I don't have it nicely presented, will be haphazard. If you give me a moment, haphazard is, I like that word because I had it there we go. I will present my screen in 1 second to help with the definition.
Apologies for this inconvenience because I know Toastmaster Bruce had put together the word of the day as forthright, and that was on the agenda. But because Martin is not there, we are switching the word of the day. Go
Is that
ahead.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. Can you, everyone could see haphazard?
Yes.
So it's haphazard is an adjective, lacking any obvious principle of organization, which is not a Toastmaster way, usually. The kitchen drawers contained a haphazard collection of silver souvenir spoons. So the word of the day, haphazard, I will type that into the chat and we can try and use that throughout the meeting. Does that work for everyone? Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now we shall move on with our agenda. The next is our first speaker, Harry, our president and wonderful juggler of managing these ever-changing haphazard agenda. Harry, it's off to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madam Toastmaster, and welcome guest. Can you run your life in a haphazard way? Can you run any organization in a haphazard way? We all want to live our life present, but doesn't mean that we should be running our life every minute without a goal. And you cannot run your life in a haphazard way. I would like to present the vision of our club and reiterate why the club exists and how do we anchor the purpose of the club. What do you see in this picture? Can someone say which picture appeals to you most? Any volunteers?
Business storytelling.
Fantastic. 2 more volunteers.
To me, it's C-suite.
C-suite, fantastic. And Toastmaster Bruce, you're going to say something? You're on mute.
Sorry about that, folks. Actually, I was saying the microphone.
Microphone, fantastic. Take a moment to think about the words that our members were speaking. Business storytelling, C-suite finance professionals, microphone. It all connects to one thing, which is how do we become better every day in our own life and career? And as we grow individually, how can we help grow others in our team? Isn't that the purpose of business? To serve clients, and in order to serve clients, we have to work as a team, and the team has to perform better in order for the business to become better, in order for our organization to be the best in what it does. When we talk about business, an idea that we want to sell is nothing but a story that you want your audience to engage, to buy in. So when we have to convey our idea, imagine the first story that you ever told to your own son or daughter? Wasn't it powerful? Didn't your kid look up to you as a hero of the night or hero of the day when you shared that one story? And then he or she repeat that story multiple times because it echoed with them. The idea that we want to convey in our business, the influence that we want to make with our audience needs a storytelling approach. And in business, it may not be a typical storytelling that we will be telling to our kid, but in a sense, they need to understand the structure of a story. How do we start with an introduction? How do we create a suspense moment? And how do we reveal the storyline? And how do we conclude? That is essentially a structure of an effective speech. And here in Toastmasters, we are leveraging our pathway structure to become effective in the structure of speech. So business storytelling is important. Why is it important? Because it helps you to connect with your team members. It helps you to connect with your management. It helps you to convey the idea to succeed in your own organizational goals. C-suite, we all want to become better at our career. And some of us may have an aspiration, which is our theme for today, aspiration to become better in the C-suite and to get into the C-suite. And we as a financial professional, a part of the network, our aspiration could very well be C-suite finance professional. And guess what? In order to convey, in order to convince others that you are capable of leading an organization effectively, you have to talk. You have to tell the story. You have to embrace and inspire the business. And for that, you need to speak. And how can you speak louder? How can you reach more audience? Can you do it without a microphone? No. So you have your microphone, and whenever we have a microphone, if you want to sing your favorite song, you will sing without fear. But why we are not able to speak the same thing when we have a microphone at our hand? Probably there is an aspect of public speaking, a fear of public speaking. So overcoming fear of public speaking doesn't come in a haphazard way. It has to come in a structured, by practice, by understanding the elements of a speech and how do we engage and motivate our audience. So put together, in order to succeed, we have to understand there are vision, there's a purpose behind our Toastmaster Club, and here is our shared vision. High performance learning club for finance professionals to master the art of business storytelling and public speaking. May I repeat, our shared vision of MECA Global Toastmasters is a high performance learning club for finance professionals to master the art of business storytelling and public speaking. And we do it alone? No, with help of our club sponsors, with help of our club mentors. We have to understand why we exist. And our vision tells the why we have to exist as a club and why we are looking to improve. Because remember this, each one of you have a success story in your life. There is a reason why you wanted to become a Toastmaster in the club. And your why can become a greater why of our MECA Global Toastmasters. Once again, I would like to conclude the speech with our shared vision. Join me in telling our shared vision of MECA Global Toastmasters is a high performance learning club for finance professionals to master the art of business storytelling and public speaking. Madam Toastmaster.
I'm going to clap with my mic on so you can hear. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
And I apologize, I did not read the title of your speech. It is One Club, One Team, One Vision, which you really brought forth with that speech. And I hope it motivated everyone from this club. Harry is very passionate about this and wants everyone to succeed. So thank you again, Harry, for a wonderful speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Now we'll move on to our next one. It is Victor Lanian. Hope I pronounced that correctly. He will be doing his icebreaker speech today, his Pathways Motivational Strategies. And in this speech, the object is to deliver a speech on any topic as an introduction to the club using any style that appeals. His title is How COVID-19 Has Affected How We Live. Victor Lanyan, How COVID-19 Has Affected How We Live. Go ahead.
You're on mute, Victor. You're on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Unmute. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. Good day, everybody. My name is Victor Lanyan. I'm here to speak on the topic, how COVID-19 have affected the way we live. The year 2020 started on an interesting note, with everybody having bright expectation for the year. But in came the month of February, and there was a major disruption all over the world. The virus COVID-19 crept into the world, and everything was disrupted. The economy was disrupted. How we worked was disrupted. How we lived was disrupted. The world was in confusion. A lot of people didn't know what to do. There were major challenges. Companies, individuals had to think of smarter ways of living. Matter of fact, the health institution came under massive challenges because of the number of people that suddenly fell ill due to the impact of the COVID-19 virus. There was no solution in sight. There was no virus. The medical officials had to innovate on the readily available drugs they had in hand, but solution wasn't at hand. As a result of this, it became a culture with us having to put on face masks to move about from place to space. Children had to be withdrawn from school. For those that could engage in online schooling, it became the vogue. A lot of companies also resorted to remote working from home. People had to increase their demand for goods and services online due to the restriction in movement and also having gathering of a certain number of people in certain location. We were heavily challenged. We could not move freely to clubs, to malls, to the markets. Matter of fact, the value chain of supply was heavily disrupted. A lot of companies could not order for their raw materials from certain countries due to certain restrictions that were put in place by those countries as a result of the COVID-19 virus. The airline industry faced massive challenges due to the drop in passenger numbers. There were restrictions for people coming into certain countries from certain areas. And there were also additional requirements for visiting certain places. A lot of recreational houses and places were shut down. Companies faced major challenges. The way we lived had to be looked at in another light. The world had to quickly innovate or die. Interestingly, as the virus progressed, there were a lot of innovation in the medical field. For example, the way vaccines were being produced, most of these processes had to be fast-tracked. And as a result of this, new discoveries were made. New companies were born, for example, Zoom. Zoom also rode on the back of the fact that the way we lived as a people had changed. Most conferences became online. As a result of this, people had to adapt quickly to technology and to new culture. Students, adults, workers, government officials, all of them had to undergo a retooling of the way they consider things in the world. A lot of governments also had to come up with economic programs to support the shortfall in the economic activities. This resulted in countries having to go abroad, particularly third world countries that were challenged financially, to go and borrow money to support their health institution. The advent of the COVID virus revealed a lot of deficiencies in the way the health institution was being run and being structured. A lot of us thought we had health institutions, for example, in Africa, but due to the under-budgeting and underspending over the years, these lapses were quickly exposed within a short time. Also, for countries that depended on raw materials as their major source of foreign exchange earner, the major disruption in the value chain of export affected them significantly. There was a drop in the demand for oil and other raw materials. A lot of companies could not order critical components for their manufactured goods from certain locations. This resulted in also major disruption. There was a sudden scarcity in some of the things that we took for granted. So as a result of this, the COVID virus taught us a lot of lessons on how we live, how we need to innovate every day, that things can actually change suddenly. So in conclusion, I'll say the world has gained a lot from the virus, that going forward in future and for subsequent major plagues, because there's this belief that the plague happens every 100 years. There are new innovations and there are some major learnings for the world in general. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. A lot of information in that speech. Thank you for reviewing that with us. And good job doing your first speech. You ripped the Band-Aid off, which is the hardest part in Toastmasters. So I congratulate you on your icebreaker. Okay, now we're going to move on to Bruce, who is going to share his screen and go through Easy Speak for us, because even though it says it's easy, it may not be easy for everyone. Right, Bruce? You're muted, yeah?
All right, let me share my screen, please. Can you all see the screen there? Just by
Yes,
show
I
of
can.
hand. Okay, thank you very much. So, fellow Toastmasters, let's get started here. Number one, thank you, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Welcome to MECA Global. We are a new club, as you all know, and there's so many moving parts that our club officers and our members are attempting to do to step into this powerful space of exploration, development, constant improvement, and becoming our best possible selves, irrespective of what our professions may be. One of the challenges that we face here is that our approach to being in communication with each other and staying on top of the Toastmaster program to include pathways has been sort of haphazard. At least that has been some of the comments and criticisms that I've heard from those individuals who I've had an opportunity to speak with. And one of the great challenges is that there are so many different channels to communicate in, whether it is Telegraph, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, emails. Everyone is so frustrated because there's a large amount of crosstalk and confusion as to what is actually happening and what is being engaged in. One of the things we looked at and considered is a central location in which all of these things can take place with the assurance of one time entering into that space and getting things locked down. All the space really represents how do we want to do things. One of the greatest challenges is planning. A famous person once said, Abraham Lincoln, American president, said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." And hence, that's one of the things we're trying to do here. We're trying to put into place a lot of, I would say, solutions that we've put some considerable thought in, but it's going to take time and effort to make sure it works seamlessly. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take us months. I'm actually saying some of the effort needs to be put forth will take literally hours to get done. One of the advantages here, and here again, you can ignore this slide here, that was not considered part of the discussion, is that you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And if our systems are so diverse and spread out, we need something that everyone will use consistently so that it's predictable and able to plan around. This is part of the new toolkit that we're talking about. One of the platforms is a cloud-based platform that will automate the planning of our meetings where members can log on, request a speech, as well as roles, and have the assurance of knowing that there'll be feedback in locking down their request. Tracking and supporting members' development. Where members are is where we want to be at. How are they moving through the Pathways program? How are they moving through the club leadership projects in our MECA Global team? How are they taking on the roles? Who will be their mentors? Who are proteges? These are ways we want to make sure we can monitor and track that as well. We really want a full data management system that we can actually track across many different toolkits, our smart devices, our computers, so on and so forth. By using this system, our agenda can automatically be maintained on a regular basis and enhance the communication between members and the club leaders as well. As I mentioned earlier, allow members to record their club roles and plan their projects within each path. How do we do this? Not by using an analog system, which I love, but by using a web-based, cloud-based system called EasySpeak. Over the last 30 days, most of our club officers have been logging on, activating their user account, and poking around on this platform to see how far they can go, to see what they need to know, and to ask questions so that we can lock down this platform to make it easy for our purposes. As you can tell, the last 2-3 weeks have been challenging because are those club officers in the same channel that I'm on? Are we in communication with each other? It's been a challenging moment for each and every one of us. But as you can see here, with this platform, not only will we be able to post our meetings, to record our meetings there, store them there, but we can also at the same time easily navigate to setting up our agenda. Now, the screenshot you're seeing here is pretty much raw, as I call it. We are spending time now setting up the templates to represent the various types of meetings that we're having, whether it's 2 speakers, 3 speakers, so on and so forth. But it's easily here for you to log on and request your assignments and get confirmation in a relatively short time, so you know exactly what it is that you're going to be doing at the next meeting or the meeting thereafter. You can actually plan multiple meetings out as to the type of speeches you wish to get started on, as well as the roles you'd like to begin fulfilling. From that agenda here, this is what the published agenda would look like. You can publish that, print it out. It will appear on your smart device, your mobile, all in real time. It really makes it a lot less stressful for people to say, well, Harry, did you do this? I sent this to you. Well, Harry has turned into a focal point, and he has a lot of work to do by himself. We need to alleviate that burden, because ultimately this is the role of the Vice President of Education as well, and also fellow club members to be in managing their progress by using this system. It will save a lot of time. Now, the EasySpeak platform is used in conjunction with our Pathways program. That's something I'll talk about later on. But for example, in my case here, I can always look at what speeches I'm currently doing, how far I'm progressing, and any questions I have, I can always send an email directly to the Vice President of Education or my fellow Toastmasters to get help. So we're really staying within one container, within one silo, so to speak, as opposed to multiple channels where no one knows for sure what's going on, reducing the amount of confusion and also the heartbreak and frustration that people are constantly suggesting. So here again is another panel of what it would look like, for example, for each member moving through their own particular projects. In this particular screenshot here, don't look at my profile particularly because I'm in multiple paths. But as you can see here, for those individuals who are moving through respective paths, these are the various levels, there's a check mark. And in real time, if you were to click on that check mark, not only will it bring you to the meeting date in which you presented that project, but who your evaluator was, give you a lot of information and intelligence to help you stay on top of your progression, as well as help support your mentor, support you in achieving some of your goals and objectives. So the key here is the game plan, as we call it, is coordinating this month with our leaders and committees and club members, getting them on board. You will be receiving emails requesting you to log on and activate your account so that we can proceed to continue setting up and configuring the EasySpeak platform. I also am putting in place training sessions for beginning next week, same time frame for roughly an hour, hour and a half, in which you can attend, ask questions in real time, and we will work through this together. So the point here is we really want to get this user interface into place. It's a short learning curve on this user interface, roughly about 30 minutes, no more than that, before you can become very proficient at using the process of moving through the Pathways program and also working closely in the club environment. I ran through a lot here. There's a lot of information, of course. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for allowing me this opportunity. And last but not least, the best way to predict your future is to create it. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bruce. That was a lot of information, but very helpful. As I was Vice President of Education, I know that it is not an easy task to get this meeting organized because as a Toastmaster way, we do not have haphazard meetings. We like to have planned meetings. Now we will move on in our agenda. Oh, again, to Toastmaster Bruce, who will be our table topics master. We just love to hear your sexy voice.
Okay, hold on. Let me look for that last slide here so that I can get started. Give me 1 second, please.
Of course.
There are a lot of moving parts, and where am I now? Is that?
You're in the Toastmaster meeting.
Yes, I am. But I'm looking for one of my slide decks.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here we are. I'm going to also share my screen one more time. And the technique we're going to be using, I think you'll all have fun here. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that not only do we, as financial professionals, we want to be able to tell a story convincingly to our clientele, but we really also want to be able to share our thoughts in a very extemporaneous manner wherever we go, whoever the audience may be. Now, this particular project here, and let me share my screen once again, is the TEDx. Most of you, as I can tell, will be TEDx experts at some point in time. And today we are going to envision what does it take. Can everyone see that slide, please? Just wave your hand.
It's the moon.
Okay, great. That should change quickly. Actually, that was the blood moon. We are now moving into the MECA Group TEDx platform here. We tried this once before and we had some challenges, but the key thing here is that as your researcher, I've come up with a series of slides to support your presentation, which will be anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, between 4 and 5 slides. And you're going to share your thoughts, your findings about these slides, because you're an expert on TEDx and you're speaking to your audience. We have enough time for a few, maybe roughly 4 speakers today. And I'm going to start off with someone who's a seasoned TEDx presenter, our very own Harry. Harry, are you ready for this? By the way, let me go over the rules one more time. 1 to 2 minutes, 4 to 5 random images. There are no wrong answers, folks. No wrong answers. Share your free-flowing ideas, have fun, and enjoy. Our first TEDx presenter today is going to be Toastmaster Harry. All right, Harry, it's all yours. You're in the red square.
Beautiful. Look at the running shoes. It says someone is on the move. Or should I say, there are so many people on the move. Few people are walking, few people are running, and they're ready to go start the day. Can you see the bright sunshine shining on the legs of a runner there? They are motivated. They want to go ahead and reach the moon. Why Mars? If you can go beyond the Earth, you can see the space, a huge space, beautiful galaxy. And should we not reach to Jupiter? Should we not reach to Mercury? Let's not limit our challenges, and let's define the challenges to limit and overcome it. And imagine in an Arctic space, you see a lot of penguins, and they look up, surrounded by no one else other than fellow friends, their own penguin friends. And they go together. If they want to jump into the water, they go together. If they want to fly a little bit, they go together. And that needs a focused thought to improve every day. And that focus you can never see away other than the eyes of an eagle. Do you know how powerful an eagle eyes could be? They can see us, they can see earthworm right from 20,000 feet above the sky. If we all have goal, eyes, that focus as an eagle, and ferocious motivation of being a lion, that in our life, come what may, whatever challenges we may face, we have to be ferocious enough like a lion to overcome them and not succumb to the challenges. That ferociousness of lion is what we need in our everyday life. Thank you. table topic master.
Wow, Harry, fantastic. So folks, you get to see how this works. So I'm now going to call in another lucky, exciting, happy person. I'm looking at these smiling faces. Sabine, are you ready? I can tell that you are. So come on up into the red square. You're on. Are you ready, Sabine? Please unmute your mic and let's get started. Our next TEDx speaker is Toastmaster Sabine.
Oh, I'm not. I am in hot water now.
Here we go, Sabine. It's all yours.
Okay, it's a beautiful sunshine. I have seen the eagle and I don't know what the other animal is fighting together, and I can see how birds can take the fight with and they can see like how they can take their bread and butter when it comes to them. It's not only the human who are only focused on earning money, that we can learn the lesson from the bird, that when it comes to them. And the other picture, I can see the 4 beautiful girls enjoying the swimming under the water and taking, most likely they're taking the selfies and enjoying the summer sunshine. And it looks like it makes me feel really thrilled of seeing that the water. Oh my God, it looks like a shark, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the shark is also enjoying the summer and it's getting heat up and is near to the seashore and just taking a deep breath, and hopefully it's not killing me. Oh, that someone is getting cried after. It seems like somebody is getting tired or like getting a vaccine of COVID-19 like me, and just cried after getting it and having a little pain. Oh, that's so interesting. In the morning, I need that coffee. And it's shimmering, somebody's shimmering the coffee with the water, and it's with the milk, it's whisking. It's reminding me of training classes of my how the coffee is making up the morning. And it's refreshing to see everyone is having a coffee. I'm missing mine. It's so horrible. I was not ready for it.
Sabine, thank you very much for that powerful expression of an early morning sunrise. So now we're going to move on to our next person here. Let's see here. I'm looking at these smiling faces. Solomon, are you ready to do this? You're ready to step into the red square? I know you are. So why don't you unmute your mic and let's get busy. The spotlight is on you, Solomon.
Let's see. Wow, that's a very nice, colorful situation where I see a lot of things happening, as in different colors, seen up there. Not sure exactly what it is, but I see a lot of colors like rainbow colors up there. I hope so. Let's one. Oh, that looks like a scorpion, is it? This is a very dangerous animal, very small but dangerous, and this is how sometimes we should be. We should appear very. We should have that appearance of no matter how we are, we should be able to be focused and do whatever is expected of us. I see some nice penguins living together and having some fun outside. And I see, I mean, this shows how good is it to work together as a team. And I can see they're having fun together. What is it? Wow, that's a nice plant there. Somebody attending to these plants and trying to see that they are well made and grown so that it meets the needs of the people. So everything that we do is just an analogy of putting ourselves in everything that we do to ensure that at the end of the day it comes out as expected for the people. Um, oh, what is this? Oh, um, sorry, I don't know about this.
There are no wrong answers. You can make it up.
Crab. Oh, okay. So crab. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, fantastic.
Oh my
I
God.
don't want you guys in the spotlight, but you guys are doing really well. So our next TEDx presenter here, I can see him chomping at the bit. I'm looking at him right now. Yes, sir. Are you ready to pop up into this space here? Please unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm unmuted, Bruce.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. I'm the most favorite one on every meeting.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I know. Let's start. My kids keep on falling up that they want to have a dog, but really, dog is not my thing. Really into cats more, but looks like we are not coming to any terms any sooner. So we will not be having dog, no cats, no pets any sooner. But it seems like a very lovely dog. I really love some of the breeds actually I love, but it's just that I'm not a dog person. What a beautiful creature, I mean, it is. But look at the sky, look at this galaxy, so vast, so beautiful, so colorful, so vibrant in our daily life. And you cannot even imagine where there are limits. Every time you see that some scientific discovery, you think that's it, but it's not it. There is a new galaxy, new thing coming up, new creature, new species. Look at these species. God is so kind, everything. And look at these beautiful species, black, so shining, so vibrant, so everything. In galaxy, in universe, in Earth, you everywhere you go, you find so beautiful colors, spaces, water, so clear, so nice. You can even see the sand. You can count them, the particles on the sand, the colors on the sand. There's a brown, green, and look at this, another creature of the God. How many times you have to thank, look at around you. You look at the TV, you turn on the TV, you look around you, you walk around, you just go somewhere, do something, even haphazardly, you see so many colorful things there. Look at this thing and look at the view from the sky. I know Bezos was there a few days ago. I want to go, but I'm afraid of heights, so not my thing again. But look at from the earth, from sky, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Such a lovely day. Looks like it's a very shiny, very lovely, very sunny day. You can see the sky from sky, and that's it. Bruce, thank you very much.
Good job, Yasir. I tell you, I'm learning so much from each of our Toastmasters here today. All of you guys are really stepping into this space powerfully. So now I'm going to move on to Will. Will, are you ready?
Yes,
It's all
I'm
yours.
ready.
All right.
Thank you
Our
very
next
much.
TEDx presenter is Will. Come on board, please.
If you don't live haphazardly, you'll be able to imagine how beautiful this sort of like a galaxy, right? Look at the vibrant color and see how it actually relates to your daily life. That sometimes things doesn't go the way you expected. Just like that, it wasn't something that I expected. Sometimes you have to go with the flow. Adversity comes into your life, but you have to figure out how to work with it. Not all problems that comes into your life are bad for you. Sometimes the problem that comes to your life is an opportunity for you to learn a lesson. And that's really what I look at when I look at this picture that I think about. There are many, many words that we have to learn as we move on through our life and career. And it's important for us to figure out how do we invest our time? How do we allocate time to be able to learn the things that we want to learn? And we need to actually figure out consciously to make sure that we spend the right amount of time to get us to where we need to be. When I look at this one, I imagine the thought of reflecting on a weekend. I usually do my self-reflection on Sunday, looking at what happened throughout the week. What are the things that worked and what are the things that didn't work for me? And I look at the things that didn't work for me and I figure out what can I do better for the coming weeks. And as I look at this picture, I imagine reflecting. It's a good way to close this session by talking about the galaxy and Milky Way again. There's so much opportunity abound out there that we don't know, but we need to go out there, network with people. Toastmasters is the perfect opportunity for us to meet people and get to know one another. Take the time to spend, to reach out to people and connect with people. This is the perfect opportunity for us to be able to expand our network, grow ourselves, and out of our comfort zone. Thank you.
Very good. Fellow Toastmasters, that's it for now, but you have all been outstanding. I appreciate the participation and the imaginativeness of all of you. So I'm now going to hand this back over to our Toastmaster of the day. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Those were very interesting. And everyone was very good at transitioning through that. And sometimes that happens in a meeting. Something happens, you have to learn how to transition into a different topic that other people may not like to be discussing. Okay, now we will move on to our reports. First, we will, I will hand it over to our general evaluator, right? Usually our general evaluator will call the reports. So, Mr. Harry.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmasters. What a wonderful day we are having here. Hazard, a slew of speakers, established, experienced, budding, young speakers, impressing themselves to become better every day. And to add to that, to get feedback, how feedback can improve our next speeches. Let's welcome our different role players of the day. First, I'm going to welcome my tag team, starting with timer of the day. Ashif, would you like to present your timer report for the day? And you're on mute.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Harry, sorry, I apologize. Why not have the timer record the evaluator's time as well once they do the evaluations at the end?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for correcting that. I really appreciate that. So, Kashif, I'll give you a little bit more time because you will be evaluated by Toastmaster Bruce because you are doing your level 1 speech, level 1 second speech of an evaluator. So you will be timing, you'll be getting the time of evaluators also. So we'll switch around the order a bit in a right way, and we'll start with our first evaluator for the speaker number 1, who's myself, and our evaluator of the day is Sabine Ishtiaq. Sabine, the stage is yours. You're on mute.
Yeah, so can you hear me? Yeah, so your speech was wonderful and it was in time and the real passion. And the next time, the only thing is you can also show your your emotions, that how much passion you are actually putting in. And overall, I will say like it was really well planned and well conversant, and we can like really seeing your complete actions. So it was really well put together.
Thank you, Sabine, for a wonderful evaluation. This is your first time to evaluate in the club, and you're going to do your evaluator role in your next level 1 speech. So definitely, this is a great foundation for you. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Next, I would welcome our second evaluator of the day, Will Lucan, for our wonderful speaker, Victor Lanyan. Will, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Victor, I like the speech that you prepared around COVID, right? Which is very relevant and very profound in terms of how it impacts all of us. I also like the way you apply the different perspective, personal life, companies, and government. I think that's a good way of transitioning and giving us a perspective of each of the slices of the pie. What you did really well on is your vocal variety. I think you make sure you transition from the different voice that you actually use depending on the excitement or the situation that you're talking about. And also like the way you use sort of like a storytelling format, which resonates with a lot of members and get the members to be connected with the story you're telling. I observed that you probably have rehearsed it a little bit multiple times, and that's really great way of actually preparing our speech. And I encourage you to do more, perhaps more in front of a camera. And I don't know how you would do that. Perhaps you could Zoom with someone else, and therefore you could get that experience. I like you. What I think you should improve on is look into the camera. I think at times when we're in Zoom, we're looking at the screen versus the camera. Right? I think that I want you to look into doing that. The second thing I think I want you to work on is perhaps more hand gesture and using the stage. And I think I'm also doing this a lot of times. I'm sitting in front of the computer, so I'm not using the stage. I'm not moving back or moving side to side like we are when we are in the in-person meeting where we walk around and we move around and we interact with the audience. I think even though we're doing it in Zoom, I felt like we should continue to do that because when we go back in person, we need to get used to that part. And I don't know how we could get back in person because this group will be virtual for a long time. But even like in your personal practice, I think you'll have that benefit of doing it. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you very much, Will. What a wonderful, thank you. Thanks a lot, Will, for a wonderful evaluation. You highlighted the positive aspects of Victor's speech and also the areas where he could present it next time. So wonderful evaluation. We all are able to learn from your experienced evaluator role. And with that, I would now, since Toastmaster Bruce's speech is not a pathway speech, so we don't have an evaluator for him. But thank you, Toastmaster Bruce, once again for explaining about our Easy Speak platform. With that, I would request our tag team to present themselves, starting with the timer report of the day from Kashif. Kashif?
Hi, thanks, Toastmaster Harry. So before taking this role, I was thinking it's very easy role and I not have to do any work. But but when I started this role, changing the background, monitoring the time, it's hard. But good thing is that almost everybody was on time, and that's good. I will start from first. So Captain, as a Toastmaster of the day, she spent 2.5 minutes. I assume she has to spend 2 minutes, so it's on time. The next role was also by Catlin. That was the word of the day that done within time, 1 minute. Our first speaker, Harry. So time was up to 7 minutes. He spent 6 minutes and 30 seconds, good on time. Our second speaker, Victor, he also completed his speech within time, that is 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Well done, Victor. Our third speaker, Bruce, of course, it was not a speech that was planned, but Bruce was over time by 2 minutes. So it's total 8 minutes. On table topics, everybody was on time. So our first table topic speaker, Harry, 2 minutes on time, Sabine, 2 minutes on time, and Jasser also it's 2 minutes and it's also on time. Great, excellent job. And our fifth speaker was Vilucon. He taken 1 minute and 50 seconds. That was also great time. So as far as evaluation is concerned, Sabine done the evaluation in 50 seconds. So ahead of time. Excellent. And Vilucon done this 2 minutes and 50 seconds on time. That's great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Back to you, Harry.
Thank you, Timer Kashif, for an engaging timer report. It was a meticulous observation of time. And for the general knowledge about evaluation, evaluators are given 2 to 3 minutes, and you have to at least leverage 1 minute fully to give the positive and the improvement aspects of a speaker. So anything less than a minute in an evaluation contest, you will be disqualified because you are expected to start a minimum of a minute and go to a maximum of 3 minutes. So with that, let's bring our arm counter of the day. I think we had switched arm counter of the day.
I didn't see one on the agenda.
Yeah, I don't see one on the agenda. So unfortunately, we'll have to skip that section and bring our grammarian of the day. Grammarian of the day, Mr. Will Lukang.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. For our first speaker, I think, first of all, I want to say that all of our speakers did a great job. No one did a haphazard job. Great job, everyone. For Harry, which is really hard to find anything that need to be corrected, but I found one. He said, in order to success, I think perhaps we could use in order to succeed. That's the only one I found. And generally, it's really hard to find anything wrong, but Harry is always one of the best speakers. So let's go to Victor. I think I found three. You mentioned something, no solution in sight. There was no virus. I guess we could use there was no medication or as the means of saying a way to fix the problem. Second, you said remove walking from home. I think maybe we could choose, instead of remove walking from home, we could probably say we were asked to stay home. Therefore, we couldn't really go around. And last but not the least, you mentioned a lot of government need to come up. Perhaps you could say government need to come up with the solution, which is kind of general instead of a lot of governments. That's all. But overall, great job, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity.
Will. Let's give a big round of applause to all our evaluators and the tag team today who helped us in becoming better with their feedbacks. And what a brilliant meeting today. We had our club members and attending and club mentors cheering up, and we have our distinguished area director, Pamela Johnson, joining us. Solomon and Victor is joining all the way from Kenya, and we have Mustafa and Sabine all the way joining from Canada, and Will, Yasser, Pamela, Bruce, and myself joining from US, and we have Kashif joining from Ireland, and we also have our Kathleen joining from New Jersey. Truly, MECA Global Club stands for its name, and we have members attending. So let's give a big round of applause to all the members across the globe who joined us today. It takes dedication to attend a club meeting, and it takes dedication to learn from others and apply that learning into others. Without further ado, I know our area director has an observation role today, and I do want to give the last minute back to her if she would like to convey any of the district information or any information from her to help us in closing the meeting with a district officer speech. Dr. Pamela Johnson, Area Director, would you like to share anything?
Thank you very much, Harry. This was a wonderful experience. I know that you guys just started not too long ago, and my experience here shows me that your club mentor and your sponsors are doing a fantastic job in guiding you. So congrats to you guys. And I'm also very happy to see that they all attended the meeting. I don't know if this is normal for you guys to attend every meeting, but that is an excellent strategy, because whenever we have new clubs, it helps if they have that support and guidance to help build them up to what I know this club definitely can be with Harry's leadership. I'm very impressed. I really enjoyed the fact that we had a icebreaker. I know we were supposed to have two. I was looking forward to two, but I always love to see icebreakers because, as Kathleen said, you take off that Band-Aid and everyone gets that experience. We're all nervous to do that first speech, but once you do it, it's nothing. You realize, oh my God, it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be. So I would encourage your members to just jump in that pool. It's time to get started. The other thing I noticed is how well you pivoted when you had 2 cancellations. That did not stop you from moving forward. You were able to fill those spots and have someone take care of those things. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But overall, I thought you guys were fantastic for a new club. You're one of the best I've seen. So you should give yourselves a pat on the back.
Thank you, Area Director. Thank you very much for your wonderful feedback on our club progress. We are learning every day. We are learning every week. And if we are to this stage, to an element where our club members and club officers are able to pick up and speak and progress the club. It cannot be without strong support, guidance from all three of our club mentors, Bruce Farr, Will Lucan, and Kathleen Diaz. Let's give a big round of applause to them, because without them, we cannot be where we are. And we know that we are learning. In fact, before the meeting, we had our club mentor, Kathleen Diaz, guiding our VPPR Kashif and our Sergeant at Arms Mustafa on making our club better and engaging our members more closer. So taking a time on a Saturday morning, logging at 7 a.m. to guide our members and officers, that's where why we are where we are. And we haven't reached our destination. We have a long way to go. We have a lot more members in our club to engage and inspire and get them engaged. So I'm sure with that learning experience and learning to become better to the true nature of Toastmasters, we are getting ahead every week. Thank you for joining today's meeting, and hope to see you next time, and have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Harry, you have a few minutes. I just want to talk with you about 5 minutes.
Sure, go ahead, Mr. Bruce. Yeah.
Hey, listen, thank you very much for the strong cooperation once again. I know there are so many different moving parts, and we have challenges trying to be in communication with one another. Hey, Sabine, don't go anywhere. And in particular, one of the biggest challenges that we've been using so many different channels to communicate in, and there's been so many miscommunications as a result of that, and a lot of frustration. And I'm also frustrated because I'm not sure how do I contact members and if they're receiving our messages. I want us all to minimize the amount of energy and effort we're trying to put in to get something rolling. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to broadcast to all our members once again. I hope they receive my messages, but the Easy Speak platform is going to save us a lot of considerable time and effort. It will allow us also as club leaders to do our job as well with the minimum amount of effort. And we can then concentrate on building ourselves up, not only in our communications and our presentations, but also as leaders. And, I want to make sure I share as much of the best practices that I've been able to get over the last several years in all these different clubs. I don't want us to have to reinvent the wheel, And so I think the Easy Speak platform is going to work well for us in a very powerful way, but I want to make sure the club officers are all using it, so the problems they have, we can resolve sooner than later. Primary reason is because the club members will be invited into this system. And once that happens, there'll probably be more crosstalk and questions about what it is we're trying to do. It also hopefully will improve the level of participation from those members of the club who have not shown up in this space. We need to, as a club officers, figure out what's going on with that. Is it the channels, the multiple channels of communication, or is it that no one has reached out to them individually? And I'm talking about club officers, whether it's the vice president of membership, public relations, whoever. We need to figure out how do we get more engagement, and that will improve the quality of these meetings. We have momentum going, but if we don't do something with it, it will quickly die off and we'll get no participation, which is even worse. So that's the other reason why I've been pushing hard here, putting in considerable hours. I mean, my time is just like your time. I'm almost certain we have no time for anything. And it's like, how do we make sure that we're supporting each other in a very powerful way? So that's what I wanted to make sure I shared with you. And Sabine, I just want to let you know, I have been trying to reach you, and I didn't know what was the best way of getting in touch with you. So I've been like, Sabine, who, where is she? So that's why I wanted to say something to you as well directly, because this is the only chance I have to talk with you.
You're on mute, Sabine, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you were trying to reach out to me, but you couldn't. It wasn't. Yeah, because in the daytime, I used to work from 8:15 or 8:30 to sometimes 6. And the last month and this month was really, really busy. And I had vaccine 3 days before, and I was a dead person. I got fever. Yeah, maybe that's why I just sometimes I'm not seeing all my messages in the daytime. So I see once a while in a day. That's why I have seen all the emails of Harriet. I was trying to do the easy thing is like otherwise they will think I'm not like active.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. I appreciate that. One of the things I just want to stress upon, I know Harry has been doing so many things and he has become the default channel of communication. And that's certainly not the role of the club president.
Yeah.
That's the role of the vice president of education and the rest of the team to support that. But if folks don't know who to talk to, they're going to keep going to Harry. And I'd rather have Harry in there growing this club, directing the club, providing inspiration and leadership than doing the administrative challenges that we need to be picking up. So that's another reason why I want the club officers to get familiar with the Easy Speak. And then we'll have we'll have an executive team session where we'll be talking together on the best way of using this tool. And it won't take us more than 2 club meetings to get all this in place if we're all in the room. So you're going to get the email I'm using for you. Is that the correct one? I just want to make sure if I send you something one time, I don't have to keep thinking about, did she get it or what? I just want to know what's the best way of being in touch with you.
Yes, the email.
Okay, then that's what I'll be doing. So, okay, I have nothing else to say. I just wanted to share my feelings and thoughts about this. I have a meeting I have to head to. I'm working today, so this is the only good point of my day because the rest of it is going to be a grind.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Bruce. I'm extremely thankful, and our leadership team is extremely thankful for what you're doing. I know Sabine has been in and out because of the vaccination. So I think Sabine will be definitely helpful to have a word with Mustafa to be your delegate. So that, any email communication that you're doing, Toastmaster Bruce to Sabine, you can keep Sergeant at Arms also as CC'd. So both of them can, be a delegate to each other. And if you are not available to help with the agenda preparation, Mustafa can step in and you can take turns. Yeah. So that way it is the burden of one single officer.
That's wonderful to hear. Certainly wonderful to hear. And what I'll do here is the reason why I want everyone to be participating now is so we can develop multiple agendas that we don't have to keep recreating and that we can populate it on the fly. That will minimize the amount of time, but it will improve the accuracy. And the other advantage of the Easy Speak is we'll keep a record of everything we're doing so we can run reports whenever we want to and see how we're doing. So I want to make sure we have something that works for us, for our particular needs. And it's going to take us a few meetings and months to do this, but once it's in place, it'll run by itself. So, all right, thank you once again. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And Drew and Sabine, take care of your health.
Yeah.
And we will connect to you when you get better.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and don't worry, take rest. I can speak to Mustafa. You have a word with him to see if he can help with agenda preparation and connect with Bruce, right? So you, Mustafa and Bruce can establish the agenda for the next meeting, right? And that is through Easy Speak, no other manual work. And once both of you go through the process, once you get familiar, we can do a couple of more meetings and get the agenda. And then you will be set, then you can guide one more member. But you, as a secretary, is responsible for, in general, in any club, secretary is responsible for agenda preparation. And it is important that you also have a delegate, because we all are tied up in our day jobs. You also have a delegate in Mustafa helping you, both of us in the same location, same time zone.
Yeah.
It also becomes easier for you to count on him rather than someone like Victor or Kashif in different time. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Have a wonderful
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.